but we are live. So we broadcast to all of BeatStars platforms. We primarily send them to the BeatStars Twitch channel, but it also goes to their YouTube and their Facebook and their Periscope pages as well. What time is it over there?
It's 9 p.m.
Okay, so it's late. It's late. We gotta get this done so you can go to bed.
No, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Cool. I see people starting to pop in. What's going on, everyone? No matter where you're tuning in from, if you type in the comments, I'll be able to see it. So let me know who is in the room. I see Bufo is already here. What's going on? Rizzy A Beats is here, I believe. Eighth Life, what's going on? As always, another dope discussion that we have planned for you guys today. I'm looking forward to this one. I've done my research and was playing around a little bit with the app. So I definitely have some questions for you, Florian. Dope. Okay, so we've been here. Get started in about 30 seconds, everyone. About 30 seconds. How you feeling, Florian?
I'm feeling very well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Looking forward to the discussion. Let's see. Michael Finn, what's going on? Remedy Born, what's up? All right, so we'll get started. Actually, an announcement before we get started. Today is our last weekly artist management roundtable discussion. After today, we're going to move them to monthly. So if you'd like to tap into our artist management roundtable discussion, just go to the link of the Instagram bio of the Music Entrepreneur Club, sign up. Going forward, they're going to be monthly discussions. This is where we get together with managers and network and share best practices. They've been really dope discussions, but my schedule is starting to get more and more busy. So I'm gonna have to start moving those to monthly instead of weekly. So if you'd like to tune in, please, we start at 1:30. So it'll be about a 30 or 40-minute break after this discussion. And then we jump right into that, but it's on Zoom. So you have to sign up. Again, the link is in our Instagram bio. Today, we have the co-founder of a company called ForTunes. Florian, what about the last name? Richling, or is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. In German you would say Richling, but yeah, of English you would say Richling.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to do the German pronunciation because I would butcher it. But how are you? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Awesome. So let's so I played with the app a little bit. What gave you the idea for ForTunes? Because obviously there's quite a few different ways that artists can get data and things like that. What problem in the market did you see that you felt like you might be able to solve?
I mean, initially it was a problem that I felt from my own daily routines. My background is in music, so I was a producer for almost 20 years and was running a recording studio. And a few years back, I had the feeling that I was spending more and more time on like trying to stay in the loop, like knowing what's up with releases that I was working on. And yeah, looking into what services were out there for me, I was surprised that it was only like really B2B models, and like there were good analytics services, but they were very expensive and they were not easy to use. And together with a friend who at the time was running the digital business at Sony, who I worked with from running the studio, we ended up running the starting ForTunes. So it was kind of accidental. Coming from music into a music tech company.
And then how would you just, for the people that aren't familiar yet, how would you describe ForTunes? What exactly is the service?
So I would say like it's a music data analytics service, but it's also a recommendation service. So we are solving two problems. One is like to have access to cross-platform analytics in a very easy, time-saving, and convenient way, because like personally, I felt, and I think like many will feel the same way. Like if you're trying to get your career off the ground, like you have so many things to take care of. It's not only about making good music and producing like good music. It's being a social media promoter. It's being a real entrepreneur. So like time is really like very scarce, and so that's the first thing we want to like have people like regaining focus on like making actually good music and like developing their craft of producing music. And secondly, I think, and it's just in the recent years, there are a lot of nice analytics services out there provided by distributors, labels, or publishers. But the problem being is like, I mean, who's working with one distributor for 10 years? You know, you make a feature with this artist, or you might play in another band or produce with another person music. So you have your music all over the place, you know, and there is no service that is independent, that has analytics at its core. And that's ForTunes. Like, we're independent, and we can, like, we don't care if you're signed, if you're independent, if you're working with a major. It's really not our business, you know. We can follow your career, and we will always be able to give you insights on your career, no matter where your status or like where your progress, where you currently are in your journey.
Right.
So these are the two main things that we started to tackle when we started to build ForTunes: cross-platform analytics and also independency for all types of music.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't think, yeah, I can't really say that I've come across a really solid analytical platform that really combined everything, where you can go to kind of one. Are there currently platforms that don't plug into ForTunes? Like, what doesn't plug into ForTunes yet?
I mean, I have to be honest, like, there's a lot. Like, we just got started, right? Like, we have Apple and Spotify now, like, playlisting. Like, if you get on a new playlist, we will tell you about that. We have social media platforms. And that's something that we put some emphasis on in our product pipeline, like helping to let you helping to understand what posts, like what type of content that you put out online really engages your audience, because I think that's really important to understand, like, what you should do on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitch, on TikTok. And also, like, what we really put a lot of effort and work in is our recommendation engine. So we are able to tell you what third-party playlists on Spotify have the best fit with your music. Because I feel that many people are spending a lot of time trying to get their music to curators, but often send it to the wrong people, which is annoying for both sides. You spend a lot of time, and the person on the other end is also annoyed. So that's a problem we also want to solve. But I would love to connect with more services. I mean, for hip hop, for example, MEC, I think would be amazing. And we were already in contact, but, you know, I mean, it just takes time. It's a lot of work to connect with the APIs and integrate the data. Many cool services out there.
Well, it sounds like you're already connected with those guys, but if you needed help with that communication, you know, Z's a good friend of mine. I could definitely, you know, connect you and continue that conversation. Cool. So with ForTunes, in regards to Spotify and Apple, like, once your music gets added to a playlist, you'll know within the ForTunes platform, right? I think I saw that because I was playing with it, and it said, you know, your music's added to this playlist, and then it had like the owner of the playlist, but then there was I don't have the paid version yet. So what more information do you get outside of being just alerted that your song has been added to a playlist? What can you?
So, like, what you get for free, and it was really important for us to have like a free version that already has value, because what I hate personally, to be honest, are services that have a free version, but the free version only tries to convince you to go premium. So like, we try to have, like, especially in these hard times, to have a version that will already help you, or at least put some value for you, which is like, we have a news feed that will kind of streamline different types of news and events, like, in a single news feed. It's like you would know from Facebook and Twitter, but it's not like people talking to you, but it's a services talking to you. So Spotify will tell you, hey, somebody playlisted your music, or YouTube will tell you, hey, somebody just uploaded your track, or SoundCloud will tell you, hey, you now have, I don't know, 1,000 followers or 100,000 plays. If you dig deeper in the data, we will let you know about the size of the playlist, like the position, the changes of the positioning of the track within the playlist. We will tell you how many, like, active tracks you have on a playlist, and all sorts of deeper insights. But that's behind a paywall, and that's the part of the. I mean, we only have one premium tier at the moment, so it's $7.99 or $79 for a year, where you have all sorts of deeper insights included.
And I might be wrong about this, but I think I saw there is a space where you have, like, the contact information for the playlist. Is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you do have. Okay. I wasn't imagining
that's true.
that.
Like, that's part of the recommendation engine, right? So if you make a recommendation, if you get a recommendation for a playlist that would fit to your newest release, so you have to imagine it that way. You have a new release, and then ForTunes feed will say, hey, this release got online today. It's kind of like a confirmation that it's online now, and then you can directly trigger which playlist would be the best fit. And not for all the playlists, but for an increasingly number of playlists, we do have contact details. And we are also connected to very cool services like SubmitHub or Groover or Daily Playlists. So we can also directly route you to a good and recommended promotion service that will help you to get your music on these playlists.
Awesome. So how, I mean, without getting, I'm not really a techie person. I don't really understand coding and stuff like that, but how is it going based off of like the sound, like it's analyzing the sound of the music and then it's finding playlists with similar sounding music?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not a tech person as well, to be honest. So, but I'm lucky that I have very smart people around me. So what we noticed is looking into recommendation services out there that they were only using playlist genres, which is, I mean, of course, important, but it's not the whole picture. So we use the audio feature of the track, like BPM and other stuff like moods of your song. And then we use your artist profile. So we match, for example, your artist size to the artists on the playlist, which is a very good indicator to understand if there is a match. And we look also, which perhaps is maybe the most important metric, we look at the playlist quality. Like if a playlist has not been updated for 3 months, why would you take the efforts to sending it even there, right? So we look, is this a playlist that is frequently updated? And is this curator active? So these are like very roughly all the different stuff we're looking into when creating a recommendation.
And then you have, because I don't know if I've seen a service where you have, Apple doesn't seem to be as open as like Spotify with their data and things. So what information do you get about Apple playlists?
Yeah, I mean, Apple, we don't have a lot. We have the playlist position and we have the playlist entry. And if you get out of the playlist, but at the moment, that's pretty much it. Apple Music is, as you just said, they don't give out too much data, too much information.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I know a lot of artists, like they just want to make music, post music, but there's not a heavy emphasis on the data. And I think there's a huge opportunity missed there. I mean, my background, I used to be a consultant. I used to be in the corporate world. So I used to be like dive deep into data. So I understand the importance of kind of analyzing data once you have a data set to make decisions going forward. So I think there needs to be a decent amount of education on, okay, you have the data, but like, what do you do with it? And how does it benefit so that they do take the additional time to try to understand the data and make some decisions based off that. So there is a decent, and that's why I'm glad we're having this conversation. Because even with the comedians I work with, like they just like to make the stuff and post it. You know, they don't even look back to see like what it did. Or who their fans are. But I think it's super important if you want to, get the most out of your content going forward.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I believe now, like within the last few years, I think everybody understands that data is important. I think it's just really distracting many people of to really improve in their career and like really focus on their music. So I have the feeling that like when we started doing ForTunes, we were running a small survey with artists, and we were asking them if data was important for the decision making, and everybody said yes. And a few questions later, we asked them how often they would use their Facebook analytics and YouTube analytics, and very often the artist said almost never. So that's how we learned that everybody understands data plays a role and can help for making good decisions, but nobody has really nobody wants to dig into data. And that was the reason why we came up with the feed, because like we figured that like numbers, especially for creative minds, is not the right entry point. So we were questioning ourselves, how can we get people, how can we engage with data without showing numbers as an entry level? And that's why we came up with, hey, we have to engage with events, like something newsworthy. You reached a certain milestone or something of value happened in your career. For example, you made a campaign over SubmitHub, and you got an approval. Somebody like really posted your track on a blog, and that's when we get you. And then you're interested in digging deep. And actually, we see people surfing the feed. They go back in history and check out the numbers because now they're engaged and now they have fun doing it. So I think like there's a lot, like data should be actionable. That's true. And we should have a discussion about what should data actually provide for insights. But already just putting data in a very convenient way, like time-saving way, already solves a big problem, which is to not distract from like the really important part, which is like make a really good beat, right? Because I mean, that's the foundation of every successful career, is that, I mean, every artist has to have a special quality that you can hear without knowing anything about the artist. And that's where you should put the hard work in, and not with like, I don't know, hitting the refresh button on YouTube just to not miss out on a YouTube comment, you know, because that was me back in the days. Because I'm emotionally invested in my music. I was working hard on it. I'm really eager to get it out. And then release day comes and you're like, okay, what's going on with it, right? And you're wasting time and just trying to stay in the loop and updating all the different platforms. And like, that's the first thing that we are trying to solve for you. Like, we'll let you know when things are moving, and you better like focus on the stuff that really gets you forward, is like make music, right? And secondly, provide you with insights, like learn what type of content makes a lot of sense. Like, for example, we use ForTunes, for ForTunes. Of course, we don't have tracks, but we run all the social media channels and track it with ForTunes. And it was very interesting for us to learn how memes perform compared to picture content. And what's the difference in the type of content we post in the engagement we received. So as an example, we developed an algorithm, we call it the engagement score. It puts reach and interaction into perspective. So it's some sort of like a metric that shows you what type of content will trigger the most reactions out of your audience. And it's a really, really nice way to learn how you should behave online, or what the audience likes you to post, what they want to see from you being online on Facebook, on Instagram and stuff. So that's kind of the insights we are providing right now.
Right. No, I like that approach, because I'm always telling artists that they should, you know, celebrate their success with their fans and show their fans that they're progressing. And I like the fact that the feed kind of highlights certain points, you know, certain achievements. Can you give some, just so people understand what I'm saying, can you give some examples of some things that ForTunes might highlight and remind artists to share with their fans?
Yes, and I don't know if you saw it when you just took a sneak peek on the app, but you can, from the feed, any feed event, you can share to your Instagram story, like instantly. We will generate an illustration that you can share with your fans. Like, this could be a certain threshold of followers, like you have, I don't know, 5,000 followers on Instagram now. It could be like followers on all platforms. It could be a playlist placement. It could be a blog placement. It could be, we have something we call Playlist Weekly, where we tell you the amount of playlists that you've been put on within the last week. And if you share to story, then we will make some sort of like, I don't know, like a collage where we put all the different pictures together. And it's a very nice, and it just takes you like a second, right? And you have very nice content to share with your fans. And this is for free. Like, this is something we will never charge you for. So if you're a newcomer, just to engage your fans, your audience, it's a very handy free way to get a head start. And what we also have in the app, like we track all user-generated uploads on YouTube. We can only track content at the moment that was released on Spotify as well, just to make it clear. But if you release a song and it's being uploaded by fans, we will track all these uploads, and we will streamline all the comments on these uploads, which is really nice, because otherwise you have to go around and see if there were new comments, because the bell will only show you new comments on your own channel, right? So now you will not miss any comments, and you can again take a comment and share it to the Instagram story. We will generate a quote. It looks like a philosophical quote that you can share with your fans, and you can share fan opinions to your audience, which is a very nice way to engage the audience and spread love that you're receiving for your music.
Yeah, I saw that. That's really cool. So when you say when fans upload music, so are you saying through Instagram, if they use your song in a reel or use your song in a Instagram story, not like upload your music with an MP3 or something? It has to be connected through Instagram, right?
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. That was what would be really cool. We don't know yet when your song is used in an Instagram story. What we're going to launch very soon, like next week, maybe in 2 weeks, is a user-generated search for TikTok. So if your song is being used on TikToks, we will know how many TikToks there are out there and what the TikToks are. So you will learn where your music is spread over TikTok.
Oh, so it is searching for that particular sound and not necessarily being tagged through the Instagram system or the TikTok system. It's searching for the sound.
No, it's searching for the tags.
Oh, it is. Okay, we did search for the tag.
Yeah, it's not content ID, which is interesting because, for example, on YouTube we find live content, which content ID would miss. So if you're playing a show like with your band, where you're live spitting or live singing, normally content ID would not be able to catch it. But you know, if a fan films you and then types in your name and the song or the venue, we will find it and we will ping you and say, hey, a video just got uploaded on YouTube and it's like, I don't know, you in a certain venue. Maybe that's a bad example because due to Corona on many places, people are not allowed to play in clubs, but it will come back and then people will upload fan videos again of live videos.
Awesome. How long have you been, how long has ForTunes existed?
We started in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you allowed to share some other things that you're working on adding to the platform?
Sure. So, I mean, like we are having this TikTok integration currently, which like we have already like a basic TikTok integration where you have like your profile stats, like how many spins of your TikToks and the likes. And now we are, as I just mentioned, integrating that you'll find your music on other TikToks. Then we're working on a deeper integration for Spotify because still Spotify is a very important platform. And we are looking to expand also like in social media, like I mentioned, the content engagement screen. And I mean, that's a real universe, you know, because when you start using ForTunes, you can connect your channels, like you connect your Instagram and your Facebook account to ForTunes, and we are receiving way more data than we already have, like make accessible through the app. So we have a way more data that we can put to use for our users and for the artists on the platform than we do at the moment. For example, I don't know, skip rates on stories or average view times on YouTube and stuff like that. And we're also expanding our audience screen. Currently, you can see, for example, the geographics of YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and we're also looking to expand that for other platforms.
Nice. And then you mentioned a little earlier that there's some type of partnership with Submit Hub. What does that look like? What's kind of the agreement there?
Yeah, I mean, for Submit Hub, it's been going on for a while already. Jason was like was one of the first people giving us a chance, like really providing us with an API so we could get data. So if the label, for example, runs a Submit Hub campaign, and like the campaign is successful, we will show all the approvals within the app. Because the cool thing about ForTunes is that if you have an account, you can invite your whole team. You can say, hey, this is my manager, these are my teammates, like other band members, or my tour manager. So you can everybody can access the same profile, which is a very nice way, for example, to share your Instagram data without sharing your password. Right? Because someone connects Instagram, so everybody can access the data, but you don't lose control over your platforms. So now you don't have to send an email, hey, we just got added to the Submitter playlist, or send around the link. You don't have to do anything because the ForTunes feed will ping everybody who has put on their push notifications, and you're all very effortlessly in the loop with new insights and updates.
And then how would the pricing work for that? When you add more team members, does the price go up? Or maybe just explain just the I know you said you only had one tier, but
yeah,
I guess it's
like currently it's like for like everybody plays for his or her own seat. So if you are like, everybody can have it for free, but if you want to have the deeper insights, you will pay. If you are a label or like an agency, we have some sort of like a rate card. And what is really special, I think, if I compare it to other companies, like it's really Pareto. Like you only pay for the artists you're actually tracking, and we do this on a daily basis. So if you add artists, the prices will go up. But if you like delete artists from your dashboard, the price will go down on a daily basis, and it gets cheaper. So like it's $7.99 for the first artist, but it goes down to $2 if you're tracking a whole bunch of artists. depending on the roster size, we will scale with you.
Got it. So yeah. I definitely want to give people some chance to ask some questions because they may be thinking of some things that I'm not thinking about. So no matter where you're tuning in from, whether it's Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, if you have some questions, feel free to type them in the chat. I'm not even sure. I can't remember because right now, I manage comedians and I log, just log directly into each one of the platforms to kind of see the insights. From the social media platforms, what are some of the value adds other than just aggregation?
I mean, I would love to hear your take on connecting, like testing it with a comedian set of channels. It would be really very interesting. I mean, you can connect TikTok and Twitch and Instagram and Facebook right now, and it would show you from all the different platforms to post and the metrics, and would give you the chance to sort it through different kind of you want to know which was the one with the most organic reach or which one had the best engagement. So it's a nice way to get an overview, especially if you're managing a roster of comedians. It's a very convenient way to have an overlook every day in the morning, just within 2-3 minutes. You will save a lot of time compared to hopping around, and if something interesting is going on, then you can still go to the certain platform and dig deep, because of course, I mean, we're not fighting against the platforms. Actually, we are trying to engage at the right time, right? We believe that the backends the platforms provide, they bring a lot of value, and we just want to add up by combining it. That's we're trying to become some sort of a navigation backbone for your career, and yeah, also for comedians, for sure.
Do you know why? Because TikTok seems like their data is pretty limited. Do you know if that's intentional, or that's something that they're working on, giving us more detail?
I mean, honestly, man, that's our biggest challenge. We would love to see companies being more open-minded, and especially providing the same type of data, because some are really open with what they provide for free, and as you said, others will be very limited in what they offer. And it's not easy for us to speak the same language across platforms. It starts with very basic stuff. One is a follower, the other one is a subscriber. Sometimes it's a like, but then it's a heart. And often these things are the same, but sometimes there are small changes between a share and a repost. And so that's also a part of what we're trying to do, is make it understandable or readable to connect the dots between the data points. And I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if it's also something cultural, that depends on where the company is based, the country, for example, or maybe just the focus or the agenda of a company, the objective of a company. It took Spotify some years, to say, hey, we're going to provide artists with an analytics apps, which is great, because they don't charge money for it. It costs a ton of money to build Spotify for artists. So it's a decision a company has to make, to say, hey, let's provide this for artists.
Right. I could see another value add is when, we work with a lot of brands, and the brands are always asking us, what do your analytics look like? So, and then you go into each one of your platforms, give them screenshots or what have you. I wonder, could we go into just ForTunes and get all of the data there, and maybe save a little time presenting data to brands that we might be working with?
For sure. We have already integrated, and it's part of the free version. We have sort of landing pages or press pages, which is as you would think of a small landing page. And you can take any feed event I mentioned. You will not only find a share to story button, but we have a small share to profile button. So you can take any achievement, any milestone, and put it on a page. And this page is it's publicly accessible. So you could send this to a brand or an endorsement partner, or anybody who you would like to share the achievements of the creator or the artist.
Nice. All right, so it looks like we do have some questions coming in. Let's start from, do they have anything in the works with? I think people are forcing Bufo. I think you're forcing NFT into every conversation, but I'm gonna ask. I think I'm going to ask it. Do you have anything in the works with blockchain technology or NFTs? I don't know if that has anything to do with ForTunes, but any thoughts there?
I mean, no, like currently, you know, we're really a platform, but we have the potential of becoming a network at a later stage. And then, you know, like sharing art could be something, or connecting artists is something we're definitely looking into. And I mean, as amazing I think NFTs are, or how game changing they might become, it's nothing that is part of our roadmap currently. So no, not yet. I would love to know from people watching, like, what is the platform they think, especially in regards of beat producing, what would they love to see, or what's the platform we should not miss out on? Like AudioMac, I guess is something that we should really work on, or that has a lot of value. I mean, they've been growing and are doing a great job for the hip hop community.
Yeah, no, I think Audio Mac is a no-brainer. They seem to be progressing and expanding their reach. Let's see. Shane asks, I'm not sure, is there any service options of data aggregation for curators and or influencers? So I guess on the play curator side, trying to think through, like, why might a playlist curator use ForTunes?
I love that question, to be honest. Because like we are thinking about how we could connect with curators, and for the moment we don't, because there are great services out there. So we connect with services that are connected to curators. But how you could use ForTunes is to benchmark yourself to other curators. So as an example, if you are a curator or platform, for example, you are a TikTok, someone of influence on TikTok, you could use like you could track an artist whose music you were pushing, and then compare yourself to other people on TikTok, and compare, like, for example, we can tell you, or you have a Spotify playlist, we can tell you how much you've been growing compared to other channels, the growth of other channels, and we can do the same thing with YouTube channels. So it's a great way to track your performance compared to other ones on your follower side of things. I mean, we don't have very deep analytics for you as an influencer cross-platform, but I think we provide some insights for you that might be new for you.
That makes sense. Let's see. Alan on Facebook has some security concerns. He said, how secure is it to connect different APIs, platforms into one? I mean, like, is that database hackable? And do you plan to use blockchain too? Like, is blockchain and NFT like the buzzwords for the year?
But these are good questions. I really enjoy those. I think what people are not aware, and something that was shocking for me when I looked into, like, me as I was a producer, like spending my time the whole day in the studio, right? And then I was Googling for analytics service. And what shocked me was that all the services, and that hasn't changed, like, go to any other service, they track millions of artists, right? They take any data they can find and they sell it to anybody who is willing to pay. Okay, we are the only one that only work on behalf of artists. Now, if you verify your account at ForTunes and you connect Facebook and Instagram, nobody can access your data on ForTunes. We are the only one that are really trying to, and we are not trying, like, we are a secure platform. We are kind of a data hub that makes sure that the data you connect with us will be only visible or like viewable by people that you decide, whether it's your mom or whether it's your best friend or whether it's your manager. We don't care who you share it to, because we work on behalf of the artists. And that's something very unique and something that we pride ourselves in our work, that we really work for artists, and we don't benchmark, we don't sell the data. Our main objective is to build a creator-centric platform that helps creators make better business. That's what we're trying to achieve here. But we don't use blockchain, not yet, at least.
Let's see. Somebody asked, "Are you more like a distribution?" No, they don't do distribution. What would be an accurate, quick way to describe the company? Do you just say analytic and recommendation app, or how would you say?
Yeah, we are an insight. Like we are music data analytics and insight platform for artists and creators. And we are talking to distributors, and of course, I mean, there are great synergies between distributors and us. So I think down the line, it could be we could partner up or have some collaborations with distributors. It makes a lot of sense, because, you know, we don't focus on revenue insights at the moment, because like the distributors will provide you with that. We focus on performance insights. So Currently, we will want to help you to understand how successful the content is in terms of reach and engagement, but not on revenue streams. And this might change when we put our work together with other forces in the ecosystem.
Got you. All right. So this question, we can probably tag team on it. It does relate to ForTunes, or it can relate to ForTunes. It's super hard to get followers and fans. What advice do you have for a strong indie label? That's pretty much every artist's concern. They want to get more fans. They want to get more streams. But I think as it relates to our discussion, and I think we touched on it before, the content, you have to be consistent, putting out quality content. But then looking at the performance of that content, you can do through ForTunes to see which content is performing better. So you can hone in on that and hopefully grow your fan base quicker once you know what's working with your audience as it grows. So hopefully that's helpful. I mean, outside of that, you feel free to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, like the answer that I would give is like an answer. I don't like the answer, but that's my experience. Like consistency is key. I think like today, algorithms are hungry. You have to feed them all the time. If you stop for a year, it's hard to come back. So of course you have to make good content, but then you have to be consistent. You have to set up a plan and then just follow your plan, like follow it, and don't get discouraged. Don't care if it's not working at the first single, or maybe 2 singles work well and the third doesn't. Don't get frustrated. I think if you really put hard work in your music and you stick with it for a couple of years, I really think that anybody, and that's the great thing, right? It's hard to stick through the noise, but there was never a better time. If you're a talented person, there was never a better time to be successful, to make it in the industry.
I agree 100%. We'll take a couple more questions if there are. Let's see. How are your analytics any different than Google Analytics?
Well, a lot, because Google Analytics will basically look at your homepage, and that's something that yet we don't tackle on. Google Analytics will not help you to understand how, I don't know, your Spotify performance, for example, your following on Spotify or your playlisting and stuff. So use Google Analytics to know how your landing page or your homepage is performing, and use ForTunes to know how your streaming and social media services are working for you.
Awesome. And I want to put the link in the comment. It's fortunes.io, right?
Yes, fortunes.io.
All right, let me post it in the.
I mean, maybe we should have talked about this in advance, but we'd be happy to give out a 3 months premium for all the BeatStar users for free. BeatStars users for free.
That would be awesome. If you want to make, if there's a discount code, if you can make it MEC, we'll make the announcement on our other platforms as well.
Yes, I mean, I could do it on the fly as well. I don't know if we have the minute to do so.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let me create a discount, guy, and you can have ForTunes for 3 months for free. Happy to do that.
Awesome. So it will just be MEC, the promo code.
Can you MEC, right? Yeah, MEC. That's perfect.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, let's make it MEC.
Nice. There you go. You guys are welcome. But that's what you not only get great information tuning into the MEC, you also get discounts on awesome services. So there you go. Boom.
I'm doing it right now. Give me another 10 seconds and the code is valid.
There you go.
And boom. Yes.
Well, we appreciate it. I'll make sure that I share that code in our Facebook group. And we started a Discord that I keep saying this every week, that we're going to get more active in our Discord channel. And we haven't yet, but it's something that I plan on doing. So I'll post it in our Discord channel. I'll post it in our Instagram story, and I'll post it on our Facebook group as well. Where obviously they can go to the website, fortunes.io. Is there anywhere else that you'd like to promote where they can connect to stay up on, you know, any updates with the company or any new news?
Yeah, I think, I mean, ForTunes.io is a very good place to start, where you can also take a look at our socials. You can, I mean, you know, Florence at ForTunes.io or our hello at ForTunes.io. We are a pretty small company, so it's very easy. We are always only an email away, so don't hesitate to drop us a line. And yeah, I mean, just create an account. It's free, and if you want to get a little closer to the service, use MEC and try it out for 3 months, and have fun with it. And if you have problems, just drop us a line. We're happy to help.
Awesome. And if you have any ideas for them, email them. Might be able to incorporate it into the product.
Sure.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. It was wonderful speaking with you. I'll be sure to I'll keep my account open and play around with it some more. And maybe we can tap back in later on some point and learn about, you know, any new developments or additions that you make to the app.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, thanks again for having me. It was really nice talking to you.
Awesome. I'll definitely be in touch. For everyone else, hopefully you guys enjoyed this session. Again, we have an artist management roundtable discussion that's starting at 1:30, so that's in about 50 minutes. If you want to join, you don't have to be a manager to join. Even if you just want to get familiar with how, you know, managers think, some of the things that we deal with, it would be great for artists and producers to join as well. So go to the link in our bio of the Music Entrepreneur Club page, sign up, and hopefully see you guys soon. Florian, very nice meeting you. And like I said, I'll definitely be in touch. Have a wonderful week.
Perfect. You too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.